Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Nurul Aina Najihah binti Mustafa, number matric S62634. Our group will present answer question 1 about contract between ERT Sendian Berhad and Laris Supermarket. I will present proposal contract. Contract between ERT Sendian Berhad and Laris Supermarket was non-existent because there is no acceptance from the promisee, which is LM. A contract means a legal agreement between two or more parties. If either party breaches the contract, they can be sued. For an agreement to take place, there must be a proposal and acceptance. Every proposal must have communication. The case that related to the proposal is case of R versus Clark and case of William versus Kawardi. Proposal can be terminated according to these elements. The element is counter proposal, lapse of time, revocation, failure of the promisee to fulfill the conditions of acceptance, and death or a mental disorder faced by the promisor. Based on the case between ERT Sendian Berhad and LM, there is no contract because they don't have agreement between two parties. In the case, there is no proposal because ERT Sendian Berhad used quotation, which is it was an invitation to trade. It's also not proposal because don't have communication between ERT Sendian Berhad and LM. The quotation documents that LM sent did not receive by ERT Sendian Berhad because LM staff sent the document to all address. Based on the case, LM failed to send the document that caused no acceptance occurred. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Azila binti Ayub. My matric number is SC2925. The action of Ali, the owner of ERT Sendian Berhad, which run the businesses of installing CCTV system, Saint Abu, the general manager at Laris Supermarket, LM, acquired outlining the type of equipment or system required, indicating the existence of an invitation to trade ITT. There is a contract between the party to control an agreement if invitation to trade is accepted. Auction and displays of goods are the other example of ITT. As it was only an invitation to trade, when ERT sent a quotation to LM for equipment or system that LM won, the contract between LM and ERT Sendian Berhad never existed. This is because the letter showing that LM accepted the offer did not reach by ERT Sendian Berhad, so it is considered that LM did not accept the invitation. This is because agreement will occur if ITT has accepted, so LM is free to decline to pay the bill. In conclusion, this case is about an invitation to trade because ERT Sendian Berhad was sent the quotation to LM but had no acceptance for LM through the invitation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is JUNAIDAH binti Rosli, number matric S64357. I will explain about acceptance in this question. In question 1, there are no contract between Laris Supermarket and ERT Sendian Berhad. This is because, based on general rule, acceptance must be communicated to the promisor. Laris Supermarket does not provide any form of acceptance, either instant news communication, through post, or positive action. Only ERT Sendian Berhad sent a quotation to the Laris Supermarket and consider the quotation sent back to ERT Sendian Berhad as a sign of acceptance. Acceptance must be in accordance with overall instruction as stated in section 7b. ERT Sendian Berhad offer an acceptance letter in the form of a quotation under section 2b in CA 1915. Silence does not constitute as an acceptance. ERT Sendian Berhad consider Laris Supermarket silent action of a sign positive action for acceptance. This makes ERT Sendian Berhad install a Sony system in the supermarket, fought by case that happened in Philhouse versus Binley. In this case, also consider a silent as an acceptance. As a result, Laris Supermarket and ERT Sundanberat do not currently have a contract. Laris Supermarket is not obligated to pay for the system that ERT Sundanberat installed in the supermarket.
Posterior have two sections, which is section A and B. Section 4.2a, the communication between acceptance is complete as against the promisor when it is put in the course of termination. A person may accept offer from his promisee even if he has no actual knowledge of the acceptance. For section 4.2b, acceptance is complete as against the promisee when it comes to the knowledge of the promisor. In this case, there is no contract between LM and ERT Sundanberat because there is no acceptance. ERT Sundanberat sends a document to LM, but the document does not reach to LM, so there is no communication between the two of them.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fitri Binti Ahmad Tamizi. My matric number is 64264. Today I want to present about intention commercial agreement. Commercial agreement, also known as business contract, are legal agreement between two or more parties outlining the terms and conditions of a business transaction. One of the critical elements of any commercial agreements is the intention of the parties involved. The intentions refers to the purpose or objective that the parties had in mind when entering into the contract. The intention is an essential element of a valid contract. For a commercial agreement to be legally binding, all parties to the contract must have a common intention of entering into the agreement. This means that all parties must have understood and agreed the essential terms of the agreement. If there is no evidence of a common intention, the contract may be considered void and the parties may not be found by its item. So, from this situation has indicate that there is no written agreement reached by the company ERT Sundanberat. Thus, the Laris Supermarket company is able to refuse if ERT Sundanberat wants to install a security system at Laris Supermarket. This is because the intention to contract must be clear in the written letter, and if the letter is not received by the contracting party, then the contract can be denied. Yet the ERT company Sundanberat has installed a system that is not an option of Laris Supermarket, although no acceptance letter has been received. Therefore, Laris Supermarket reserve the right not to pay for all system installed as there is no acceptance letter to the ERT company Sundanberat. Even the installed system is not as requested by Laris Supermarket. The most important things in the intention in commercial agreement must be the agreement between the two parties in making the intention. In conclusions, the intention is a critical element of commercial agreements that affects the contract validity, interpretation and enforcement. It is essential for the parties to have a common understanding and agreement on the essential terms of the contracts to ensure that the contract is legally binding. In case of a dispute, the intention of the parties will play a crucial role in determining the scope and interpretation of the contract and the available remedies. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.